Some discussion today about energy and power. It's getting a little bit frustrating trying to get the concepts across, so I thought I'd make a little video to try and explain. So this isn't necessarily the simplest way of dealing with this, but it's a good way of dealing with it to get a good understanding of the concepts. So basically energy is the potential to do work and is represented as the unit joule, whereas power is the rate of doing work or consuming energy and is represented as the unit of a watt. So due to the fact it's the consumption of energy, we need time. So we're consuming the energy over a period of time, and in this case 1 joule consumed over 1 second is equivalent to 1 watt. The time element of this is critical, and to highlight that, if you look at 1 joule consumed over 2 seconds, that would be equal to 0.5 watts. So 1 joule per second, 1 watt, 1 joule per 2 seconds, 0.5 watts. Moving on to kilowatt hours, and kilowatt hours basically a measure of consumption of energy over an hour. So 3,600 seconds. So 1 kilowatt over 1 hour would equal 1 kilowatt hour. And 1 kilowatt is 1,000 joules per second. So 1,000 times 3,600 gives us 3,600,000 joules in 1 kilowatt hour. So if we want to calculate kilowatt hours used, we can look at the following example. 30 kilowatt appliance means that we're consuming 30,000 joules per second to give us a 30 kilowatt hours. So if we run for 1 hour, 30,000 times 3,600 seconds is going to equal 108 million joules over the 1 hour. Okay, so 108 million divided by 3,600,000 is 30, and that's going to be in kilowatt hours. So 30 kilowatt hours. Also, if you notice, we've got 30 kilowatts running for 1 hour. 30 times 1 will equal 30 kilowatt hours. So 30 kilowatt hours for 1 hour equals 30 kilowatt hours. 30 kilowatt appliance run for 30 minutes. It's going to be your 30,000 joules times only 1,800 seconds, which is half seconds in half an hour, which will equal 54 million. 54 million divided by 3,600,000 is going to equal 15, and that's in kilowatt hours. So 30 times 0.5 is 15. Okay. So 30 kilowatts for 1 hour equals 30 kilowatt hours. 30 kilowatts for 0.5 hours equals 15 kilowatt hours. So kilowatts times the hours equals kilowatt hours. So I hope that sort of just quickly sums it up for you, that we've got the joules being the measure of energy, and the time element there to give us kilowatts. So kilowatts is basically the rate per second of consumption per second, and then kilowatt hours, which is a rate of consumption of energy, and could also be interpreted as a rate of consumption of power. A bit like velocity and speed, velocity being meters per second, and speed being the average of all the velocities over a period of time, usually in an hour. So miles per hour, for example. Your velocity may have varied, but your speed will be the average of those over the 1 hour. The same here for the kilowatt hours. It's an average of the consumption over the period of 1 hour.